Okay, this is another episode of Thorin and Loco versus Worlds. Obviously, our guest is Cyanide from Fnatic with a bad attitude and a smaller bank balance in Korea, or a bigger one actually. I don't know. To be fair, he did leave the team fairly early in the EU scene. So actually, you might be fucking rocking his bank balance. I don't know. So obviously, it's LS as usual. Apparently, he's now a fan of Fnatic, or at least he is when Fnatic plays third seeds from China. In that saying, LS massive fan of Fnatic. Who knew? He's there on the West all along. So. Right, Loco. Obviously, I always start these episodes with a bit of banter back and forwards, but I've tricked people. That was misdirection. I'm actually going to mention that this show is brought to you by GG Esports, a site where you can play with coins, get gems, get onto a leaderboard, exchange that for other stuff. Sounds like a game, right? Sounds like an RPG game, except if this was an RPG game, a lot of you out there have quite frankly rolled up some pretty fucking bad characters, so you better be really good at this game and turn the corner. You better actually have skills in this game, because a lot of you are not topping out the intelligence charts, strength, ability, wisdom, mastery. I mean, in our case, obviously, we've topped out like whatever it's like lock picking to like steal all this money from all these sponsors for its sick content and views. So anyway, as we always start on these episodes, this is going to be the one, as I alluded to, and you probably guessed by the jersey, Fnatic versus EDG quarterfinal. And let's start out, as we often do, by looking at one of the teams and give us some stats, Loco. So let's do Fnatic first. Let's do the big name everyone obviously knows in the West. Which player do you want to pick out, and what stats are you going to give us?
I mean, overall, as a team, my favorite stat, let's start with that. Average 25-minute goal difference, 3K. They're up 3K gold on average at 25 minutes. First Baron rate, 74%. These are extremely high stats, and I'd be really impressed with them if they maintain these stats throughout the tournament. But do realize it's from last 25 games, so it has a lot of EU included where they were just demolishing people in EU. So,
is there stats on just Fnatic versus IG?
Just Fnatic versus IG.
Yeah,
I don't think I
like
can
the
separate
3K
it.
gold stat. You know, when we're including fucking G-Rex and 100 Thieves. You know,
Yeah, and it is a little overinflated, but it's not like the other teams don't play versus shitty teams either. Okay, so the player I want to talk about, his stats, so fucking good. The best in the site is Broxah. His global rank is #1. That means the site thinks he's the best player in the world in terms of like how much he's contributing. And his region rank is also #1. I mean, if your global rank's #1, obviously. So he's the most valuable player in terms of GG Esports statistic. His average KDA, 15.8. That's like 16 KDA. Holy shit, that's like Meteos and NA status. 0% troll rate. I also had Broxah really underrated before coming into the tournament. And after watching Broxah at Worlds, like I actually agreed with the site afterwards. Like, this kid is fucking crazy. He's the best Western jungle I've seen lately. What else to say? Like, LSU take it.
he looks like a Korean jungler. People are gonna be like, well, what the fuck is? Yeah, he can actually play. Like, historically, whenever I watch Lee Sins, people are gonna say Sven has a good Lee. Sven has a good Lee by Western standards. When you compare it to like Korean and Chinese Lee Sins that have existed, he's good, but he doesn't like stand out. He doesn't stand out amongst them. Brox's Lee Sin is the first one that I've ever watched like thoroughly too, like actually watching it, the way that he moves, the way he does stuff. It's so nice to watch. And so, like, I was reading a Reddit thread, people were like, what the fuck does that mean? A Korean team or a Korean Lee Sin or whatever. That's like a fucking big compliment. Like, I don't know how people can take that as bad, like, because I'm not saying like he's just really good or he's from Europe or something. Brox is fucking insane. Like what Loco's saying right now, best Western, he looks like the best Western jungler, and it doesn't even look close. It's so weird. Because I never would have expected to be saying this stuff prior to Worlds. Because I didn't follow EU that much. I watched the finals and stuff, but he didn't look as great as he's looking in World. He looks fucking sick.
The thing about his Lee is he smells out ganks so fucking well. The communication in Fnatic must be super fucking crispy. Like, the level 2 ganks he does, level 3 ganks he does, or sometimes he waits for level 4 or 5, gets it right every single fucking time. Super fucking impressed.
Okay. Should we pick another player?
I mean, it's super fucking obvious who else to pick. Capt. I think Capt has been the best Western mid laner. it really hurts me to say, but over Bjergsen, I think he has really shown that like he doesn't have the length of career that Bjerg has, but the 1 year spike that Caps has shown has been so incredibly good. Yes. Like, God damn.
Luckily, this is the 2018 World Championship. Look, no one gives a fuck about what happened past years. It's what have you done for me lately? And quite frankly, Caps is fucking popping off. Bjergsen sat at home watching him going, fuck, I'd love to be a Danish mid laner in this Worlds. So
there's one more thing I need to see from Caps is I need to see Caps do better than the best Eastern mid laners. When he went versus Rookie, he lost both times. In my opinion, he played worse than Rookie both times. Now the last thing left on Caps that he needs to show me to really crown himself as the best Western mid ever, he needs to beat Eastern mid laners like in their game and like actually fucking play better than them. Maybe they don't have to win the series, but I need to see him do better than Eastern mid laners.
I mean, best ever is a bit of an exaggeration, even if he does amazing in one series. Like, I agree he's on his way. It's like a good marker. Yes,
like, that's a lot of times when people said that about Jensen before, about Perks before, I was like, no, I don't think they're better than Bjerg. I just legitimately don't. But for Caps, he is like going up to that. He is about to like kick Bjerg off that.
Yep.
I guess Doran is going to disagree with me and probably say Froggen or Peke is better. But for me right now, Bjerg is the best Western mid.
I mean, I actually like people who can play against people who aren't just American. I don't know if I'm some sort of weirdo in that sense. To be the best, I sort of think you have to be able to play against guys who have like the genetics of people. Well, technically, he's fucking amazing against people who are genetically Asian, but they have to just be like Smithy, Double Lift. Like, if they actually come from there, that's his kryptonite, mate. Whereas, talk all the shit you want of Froggen, he's done it loads of times internationally. Go check out your old Najim boys, mate. They were enjoying getting perfect game by him. Then you've got Jensen. You're loving talking shit on him. I always used to love this angle, right? We'll make this very quick. Are you ready, LS? It's going to be very, very quick. This is going to be the slam dunk that everyone always loves to do. So everyone in the old days used to say Sneaky was better than Double Lift because Sneaky went to every Worlds and Sneaky was going to the playoffs of every Worlds. Now, everyone never used the same logic for Jensen over Bjergsen. I don't know why. Bjergsen was allowed to go to Worlds, do nothing, go, well, what can I do? Team game. Jensen would go to every Worlds, do pretty well, usually even do pretty well against Asian teams, then go back and not win LCS. And somehow idiots were like, I think LCS supersedes Worlds. And I was like, I think you are a fucking player. Buy Dorito, shut the fuck up. So then, yeah, that's the end of that side tangent. We're back into Fnatic versus EDG because neither TSM nor Cloud9's in this game. Right. So what were you going to say about Caps?
You're wrong, by the way, but as you said, we're just going to talk about this. But do know you're wrong, okay? And I'll fucking tell you why you're wrong later.
Well, the good thing is I'm not friends with any of those players, so I don't have to just defend them for no reason for fight.
I'm not defending them for no reason. You're just fucking wrong. You don't know League of Legends now. You're just wrong, okay? I'm moving on anyways. Taf has 90% win rate in his last 10 games, like 80% carry rate. Like, he has been going off. Other than the IG game versus Rookie, like, Caps has looked exceptional in every single game he's played. So, yeah, like, super hype player. Like, they have potentially the best Western mid ever and potentially the best Western jungle ever. Also, super fucking hype team. I mean, LS, you have your Fnatic shirt on. I know
they have
to talk about them.
They have two of the best Western top laners ever. This is what's so fucking scary. I think Whippo and Soaz are the top two, respectively.
I mean, to be fair, LS, if you want a cool piece of information about learning about League of Legends and people who don't know anything, when we did that episode, Greatest Team to Go to Worlds, Loco told me that all this versatility was overrated. They had a weak bottom lane, top lane's okay, but you know it doesn't really matter, and that they basically are just a one-man team around Caps. So I'm just going to say, if we're bringing up old opinions, you know that did exist. That's on record. It's on a video. You can go watch it. And all I'm going to say is, like, I'm liking my stock on that one. I feel like my stock's going up on that one.
You did it before we saw them play. You did not know.
Yeah, I'm a prophet. Bow down to my fucking prescience, boy. I know, I can see the future. Exactly. God. I get more points for that. What are you talking about? You just say shit after it happens.
You're lucky, like, this isn't a Doran versus Loco episode, and more of, like, we're also letting LS talk, because, oh my, LS... Okay. Just, Doran, you're fucking stupid. If this was Counter-Strike, I'd let you have your way, but this is League of Legends. Please just shut the fuck up. Let the experts talk. Well, LS, as the other expert on League of Legends, go on.
As the expert, yes. Come on. As the
other expert on League of Legends, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, they have, I mean, Reckless, like, you want to talk about, like, a Double Lift and Sneaky hybrid or something, because we just talked about them a little while ago. That's sort of Reckless. It's stability, it's solid, it's fundamental, has the ability to carry. He's clutch. I don't think he's ever really going to cost you or compromise you. You can name 5 players out of the 6 on Fnatic and actually make a case that they're top 1 and top 2 in their respective roles in the West. That's really scary because that would insinuate that it's a super team. The interesting thing is that it wasn't originally a fucking super team.
Yes.
So this is giving sort of like a Samsung White vibe, where they came together. They were not top 1, top 2 in their respective roles, but by the time they were in Worlds and stuff, people were saying that they have all the best players at every role.
This is very similar to Golden State Warriors before they got KD. They had a lot of rookie pieces, and those rookie pieces became really good.
Jesus Christ, I heard Golden. I thought you were about to say Golden Guardians.
Golden Guardians did the opposite. They got a lot of pieces that weren't good.
Yeah.
And they made an anti-super team.
Bwipo,
Kryptonite team.
Bwipo, Caps, and Broxah, all their first teams is Fnatic, right? And also even for Rekkles, his first team is Fnatic. So these are all rookie pieces that did well that grew up on Fnatic, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Did Bwipo and all them, Bwipo, Broxah, Caps ever play on a team before?
Yes.
If they did, it would be a challenger.
Caps and Bwipo both played in TCL. I'm not sure about.
Okay, their official LCS team. Fnatic is their official first LCS.
Yes. I don't know about Broxah, but no, Fnatic's so scary. It's so good. This is the best hope the West has ever had at Worlds.
And they also have got a bracket without RNG,
yeah.
KT Rolster, and that helps even more, right?
Dude, when the bracket happened, Riot was like, yes. All according to Keikaku. Translator note, Keikaku means plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so happy.
I was aware of that because I was there watching fucking Watch, where he's done that classic Korean thing where it's like, you're already good looking. Why are you doing a shit haircut? Like, why are you doing like a fucking Beatles haircut from 1960s? Have you ever heard of looking good? What are you doing? Like, he always tries to go that route of like, I'm just cute. Hey guys, just got out of bed, cute. Like, just be a man. What are you doing? What is this look? It's so weird. Anyway, enough about Watch and his fucking perfect face. Back to the perfect face of Western League of Legends, which is Fnatic. See how I did that? Seamless. Right. LS, let's just dive into the actual like analysis part of EDG Fnatic, okay? Because to be fair, none of us are LPL experts. We can't go super deep on all the EDG players anyway. Most people watching, quite frankly, probably don't care because they know EDG's not going to win the tournament, most likely. So they probably only care about EDG in relation to this matchup with Fnatic. So you have a lot of thoughts to say on this particular matchup head-to-head. Give us some of the breakdown. Like, how do the teams match up with each other?
Well, so you have, Scout, right? In mid lane for EDG. And you have him up against Caps. And when I think about Scout up against Caps, I mean, it's no rookie. So like what we mentioned at the very beginning of the episode, we talked about how Caps he got ass blasted by rookie. But it's rookie. And also, I think that because it's rookie and because of Caps' volatility as a player and because of how he wants to play and everything, that's what ties into it. But I think that he's not going to feel the same amount of pressure, the same amount of resistance from Scout, which is not going to happen. So what we saw happening to Fnatic in that series is not going to be present. Then we talk about top lane, and we have Bwipo and Soaz, and the interchangeability that exists there. So that's super strong. And then down in bottom lane, what was it? You have...
iBoy.
You have iBoy versus Rekkles.
Mako,
yeah. iBoy Mako.
So you have iBoy Mako versus Rekkles. And Hylissang, am I saying that wrong? I might be. Hylissang, okay. And the worrying thing for me is that with Broxah, with the fact that Bwipo and Soaz can both be self-sustaining up in top lane, the two key lanes for me for EDG that they have to worry about is exactly where Broxah has shown a lot of proficiency with his ganking, counter ganks, smash ganks, creative ganks, whatever you want to talk about. And I think that because EDG can't exert the same kind of pressure as IG did over mid, it's a really, really scary nightmare situation.
Okay. What about on the other side of the equation then? Like, does EDG have any edges? Do they have anywhere they match up well that you think they can do something?
I think if it gets to teamfight phase, EDG, like 5-on-5 teamfight evenly, mid and late game, that's where EDG can actually match up to Fnatic, in my opinion.
couldn't match up to TL. You want them to match up to Fnatic? What? Hello?
TL won one game. Like, that does. And TL has exceptionally good macro, as you know.
Oh yeah,
there is some fake news out there about TL's macro. I will say that. Like, I need like our Hillary Clinton fact checkers on that one.
TL beat KT. KT's the best macro team, and TL beat KT, right?
No.
That would make. Didn't they beat KT?
In what fucking universe did Team Liquid beat KT Rolster?
Was it versus EDG? Oh, what was the hype?
It was EDG that beat KT. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was EDG that beat KT.
Mate, if Doublelift even thinks for a second that Team Liquid beat KT, he wakes up and goes, "Fuck, I was in a dream there. What was I doing? What, back reality? What, can I have money again? Fortnite? Anything, please." Anyway, come back then. Come on, Ellis, where are we going on this?
No, Fnatic's macro has been consistently good. The only thing you can really fault them for is, well, I don't think that you can really fault them for anything. You know, I mean, it might not be up to par for Scripture standards, and I can see KT doing better than them at the stuff that Fnatic likes to do, at least for other teams in the tournament. But I don't know. I don't. They're not going to lose against EDG, I think, for macro and micro reasons, unless they have like a draft deficit. You know, the way that Fnatic sets up vision, executes on an objective, rotates around the map has been clean, even up to Korean standards, like the top Korean teams, you know. Building the same kind of lead against EDG, it's going to be pretty easy for them, you know. It's not going to be a problem.
Loco, what about this? Well, give me the stats for iBoy from EDG, because for me, he's like the standout player on that team. He's actually a guy who legit looks like he's going to be a future star AD carry. Like, you know, he's bringing up in that Chinese tradition. Clearly, he's a guy who has a lot of balls, tries to pop off a lot. I know in China, he tries to actually bill himself in interviews like, I'm like the next Uzi I or whatever. So give me some stats on this guy.
0% troll rate, 0% feed rate, 60% carry rate. So carries in 60% of his games in the last 10 games. 143 CS average in 15 minutes. 143 average in 15 minutes. 9.5 KDA. iBoy has looked really fucking good. I'll give you that.
Sure. And obviously he has a veteran support player with him.
Mako, yeah. I think there is an argument to be made. EDG's 80 carry star power and 80 carry potential is much higher than Fnatic's. If EDG gets hand up stuff like Xayah, Sivir, and Kai'Sa, and Xayah, Sivir, Kai'Sa gets to a point where they can carry with 3 or 4 items, I think EDG has an edge later in the game.
Okay.
Any argument, Fnatic fanboy?
I mean, TL was able to take a game. All right, that says enough.
That says TL's good.
No, it says the opposite. It says EDG is bad. Fuck. No, I like the manner in which EDG lost to Team Liquid. Or the manner in which EDG lost to Team Liquid is really sad. The manner in which EDG beat Team Liquid was really fucking sad. Like, I mean, Team Liquid basically handed EDG a win. Like,
LS, that game was like, you know that term, suicide by cop, where someone's a really deranged person or they've got something wrong in their life and they basically try to like run at a police officer or something. That was the equivalent of what like Team Liquid was doing in that game. It was like, why are you engaging over and over again? You're gonna get killed in these fights. So what are you doing, boy? It's like
every show we do, it's not even about NA. This show is Europe versus China, and you guys fucking find a way to shit on NA. Like, what do you have against NA teams? What the fuck have they ever done to you?
What do they have against my fucking eyeballs? Can I get a break? Can I just watch an actual game of competent League of Legends and go, this is good? I enjoy it. You're a good team. I respect you. Okay.
Oh my God. I come here to have a nice discussion about NAT, or about EU and Chinese teams, and like you guys just shit on my NA teams for no reason.
It's your home region.
I know.
You feel sentimental towards them.
Anyways, LS, a little bit more on Fnatic. Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, not at least against EDG. I mean,
what about key picks? One thing we didn't do is, what about key picks in this matchup? Key champion picks that you think are going to matter for either teams?
Well, we've seen Fnatic, they've been absorbing bans because of the whole Swain thing, even though I think that Swain's fucking terrible. But I guess Bwipo really likes it, and so there's that.
And obviously not many people are running that anymore. Like, that was some shit from like 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, but they're Fnatic's still showing that they're willing to play it. I don't know why, but they're still showing they're willing to play it. Lee Sin is obviously a really, really key pick. for Fnatic. The other issue is that you can't ban out Caps. I don't think that you can't ban out, you can't ban out Caps, you can't ban out Reckless. And if you try to target top lane, I think it really depends who is playing. I'm hoping that we get to see something like Fiora out of Whippo or whatnot. But other than that, I mean, surprise picks, like truly surprise picks, I don't think anyone can know if anything's going to go on. I guess Akali is another key pick, potentially.
Okay. What about Azir for EDG? Do you think, what would Caps' counter picks be into Azir? Because that's something Scout has shown a lot of proficiency on and that he'd love to pick.
I mean, Azir, I don't think, you think he's going to pick Azir in this current meta?
Yeah, he has, and he will again.
So, I mean, you have LeBlanc available, right? I mean, that's the hallmark answer to Azir. So if you're going to pick Azir, you have to pick Azir in the first part of the draft and then ban out LeBlanc in the second, or you have to ban LeBlanc early on and then pick the Azir. I mean, there's other champions Caps can just pick into. You can have Syndra, right, which is a standalone. You have LeBlanc. I don't think he'll play like any sort of assassins, like the traditional Azir counters. I don't think that we'll see something like Xerath out of Caps, which is another traditional. I've been curious where Kassadin's been this tournament, but I guess people are just really unwilling to play him.
You want them to blind Kassadin? I think you play
No. As an answer to certain things. Kassadin versus Azir is fine. And then you have Galio.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you a potential blind pick for Scout and give me the answer what Caps would pick. Scout picks Galio. What does Caps pick?
Caps can pick a lot of things. Caps can pick Akali is fine. I mean, Malzahar is available. I don't think that he will pick Malzahar though. Malzahar is available. Akali is available. I don't think he'd pick Lucian. Like, we haven't seen mid Lucian in a really long time.
He might pick
Vayne.
That is a pick. He might pick Vayne.
Yeah, he might pick Vayne, but mid Lucian I think is the traditional answer that we just haven't seen in a really long time.
Scout picks Irelia. What does Caps pick?
He can handshake it, right, with Akali. I also think that if you know what you're doing in the Syndra matchup, it's a really tight rope to walk, but you can do it. And then obviously you have to factor in
That'd be so fucking dangerous. Scout
yeah, it is dangerous.
Yeah, Caps picks Syndra, not recommended.
Yeah. Lissandra is obviously a pick that can be picked up if the opponent takes Aurelia. Yeah. I mean, those are all fine. I mean, Aatrox or Atrox, whatever, I joke with his name, but that's also another pick that we can see. And it's also a pick that they can flex.
Aatrox mid wasn't that good for Caps.
It was against Rookie on Rise. So not only is it one of Atrox's worst matchups, it's against the best mid laner in the world. That's not fair.
Okay, so anything else that you want people to know about Fnatic? I know you love Fnatic. I know you and Thorin fucking just are in love with Fnatic.
What's not to love? That's the real question. What's not to
love? What's not to?
I think I like them. I think they're good.
Your only problem is they don't have fucking American passport. That's about the only thing you can't get on board with. If they did, you'd be in love already. It's like,
Where's my Korean bias?
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't even have a Korean import.
I know, exactly. So
fuck.
Don't need
them. They're an all EU team. That's actually interesting. As the best Western team, they're an all EU team. So potentially the best Europe team of all time is all EU, and the potential best NA team of, I guess, best NA team of all time, because Bjergsen now counts as an NA resident, was all NA. Oh, actually not so, because of Sven. Never mind. Damn.
And then obviously RNG looking like they could be the best Chinese team. Sure, they have a player from Taiwan, but they still have 5 Chinese players. So basically, NA is the only region that can't actually produce its own talent and have a really good team. So
sadly, yes.
Yeah. And even then, you sort of snuck it under the door. Like, you're like, well, we've got Doublelift. It's like, yeah, he's just American. He's just slipped under the line there. Like, basically also half, he's technically Chinese, isn't he? So, right, what about this then? So one reason actually why in this matchup I don't have a lot of hope for Fnatic as we go into the prediction part is...
A lot of hope for Fnatic?
I don't, no, I don't have a lot of hope for EDG rather, is because another factor is, Like, if you look at iBoy's champion stats, he is a fucking god on Kai'Sa. And, like, that already isn't going to be let through in many games anyway at Worlds. It's such a strong pick. But, like, why would you ever let it through in any game in this series? Like, either you're picking it for yourself or you're banning it. Like, I don't see why you would ever even risk it in this game. Unless they're going to make a shit comp where you can't do anything with it. But, like, I'm never giving that guy that champion.
Wow. I want to, what is it? Are we moving on to predictions now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this is the first time, I think, for a major reason where we were doing it on the site where the Western team is favored. If you bet 100 coins on Fnatic, you get 150 back. If you bet 100 coins on EDG, you get 260 back. So
and by the way, in case people wonder why they'd be betting coins, if we have a 3K worth giveaway on this site, where there's a leaderboard, ADOS, usernames on screen right now, and you can play in our leaderboard, you can play against us, you can compete against Loco. He's doing things like betting on Team Liquid's clean macro and against Fnatic's weak top lane, lack of versatility, and inferior jungler. So, you know, all I'm saying is there's easy gems out there. These gems are easier to take than fucking, I don't know, some like one of those tribes back in the day that didn't know the value of gold, and then they were just like, yeah, I'll trade this fucking like bead necklace for all this gold. And you were like, cheers, fucker, I'm out. I'm off back to Spain. Thanks, that's sound. So anyway, some sort of a reference to Origin I could have worked in there. Right, so anyway, what would your prediction be for this game, LS? Come on. It's just 3-0, isn't it? You're not even, there's no sex to it. You're going to give him a game?
It's 3-1, it's 3-1, yeah.
Why does EDG get the game?
I find it hard to believe that Fnatic can consistently draft 3 comps that give them either even or an edge, and that Caps or Broxah doesn't falter once, because this is the biggest match of their life.
And it's just because of pressure?
I think it's because of pressure, and then also the volatility that can exist. See, Caps is weird. Caps is like, he reminds me of Peanut when Peanut actually was good. Where Peanut's highs were like a 9.5, but his lows were like a 6. Whereas Score's low is an 8.5, and Score on average is like a 9, and then Score's high is a 9.5. You know, so he doesn't really shuffle. And similarly, this is sort of actually like what Bjergsen is. Bjergsen's always going to be like an 8.5 or a 9, and never really go below that, and then his high is like a 9.5. So Caps has these really big swings. And so if he has a swing for whatever fucking unholy reason, or if Fnatic draft that, I don't think they can do it 3 games in a row. I think that they'll botch it once, just because there are other drafts in the tournament. Like, come on, you still think Swain's a good champion?
Man, I really want to bet against Fnatic because one of these quarterfinals.
Yeah, do it.
Because we are all betting on the same team, like because we all think there's a favorite. Like, I want to be able to get one of them right, or one of them right over other people. Because if we all bet on the same one, like, we can't get it right.
Yes.
But I'm not sure if this is the right one to bet on.
I think that this is. Loco, this is it. Take it.
Yeah.
Because I don't see multiple ways EDG can win, and in a best of 5, having like multiple ways you can win, or really one strong way you can win, is super important. What do you think, Dorian? Let me think a little.
I will also say this as well. Like, if you want a narrative that people will have overlooked, is like Clearlove and the quarterfinals of Worlds is like, that's where his story ends every year. Like, he's like, yes, I'm back at my home, the quarterfinals, and I'm out of the tournament. Like, he's never gone any further, and that was even when he had good teams. So that's not a good look. Then you've got Ray, who used to be on fucking Cloud9, like, hello, guy, remember me? I'm back again. It's like, no, I don't give a fuck about you. Get the fuck out of my face. There's a better player now, so he's out. Then you've got... here's the thing. I'll tie into what you said earlier. If somehow they can get these games to, like, 25 minutes and have some actual team fights, I think EDG can have a chance. They could win some of these team fights. They've got a very good AD carry. I think there's a slight possibility. Problem is, like, in the current meta, how are you going to do that in like 3 out of 5 games? That's my tough part, you know. Like, it's not that easy to stall the game out or to even just survive. Like, Fnatic has so many options, especially if Brox is going to go ham. Like, if he's actually going to gank like a motherfucker, that's going to be rough getting that bot lane going.
If Clearlove played a little bit better, I do think it's possible, but I don't think he's good enough. If they had a better jungler, I do think it's possible for EDG to win. But knowing Clearlove, oh my god. Fuck, can I bet on EDG here? Even if I bet on EDG, it'll be extremely close. It'll be like 3-2. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'll say EDG 3-2. Someone has to.
Okay,
If
there we go.
Roxa and Caps falters and this game starts going late, like for EDG, like for my Asian brothers, I'm going EDG 3-2.
Plus, you're maintaining that tradition of betting against Fnatic and then again and again, them just literally just like dropping a deuce in your mouth internationally, basically. And you have to go, yes, Reddit, I'm fine with this. It's fine to be wrong. Keep dry roasting me a lot while I just die inside. Like,
I'm betting on EDG Game 5 win. Fnatic will crash and burn.
Thing is, if you get it right, it'll obviously be epic.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, that's the sad part. I mean, obviously, we're approaching the end of the episode here. That's the bad part about the bracket draw, is because it set up so many awesome storylines. Like, wow, Fnatic could go to the finals. Wow, we could have, like, Fnatic could beat a Freak of Freaks. Wow, maybe Cloud9 could beat a Freak of Freaks. Everyone's forgotten there is a world in which a Freak of Freaks just wrecked Cloud9. Fnatic maybe drops the ball here or just loses to a Freak of Freaks, and none of these storylines matter. Like, there is a world in which that can happen, sadly. I'd love to believe the romance, and I kind of do, but at the same time,
I don't know. Western teams with a lot of hype always like fizzle much sooner than we expect them to. Even the European teams, even like Origin and Fnatic.
I like how you had to separate Western and Europe because that is the truth, isn't it?
No, LS, are you ready for the analogy? Because actually, you guys might not know this, but it's the perfect analogy for how Americans view worlds. So going into Worlds, right, it's like NA, fuck you, NA over you, like Team Liquid's going to be so good, Cloud9 going to be good, and then what happens is, gradually, it becomes like, the West is looking real strong this Worlds, the West has put on a great performance. By the end, it's like, fuck it, who cares about nationality? We're all brothers from the West, let's cheer you on, Fnatic, we're going to make it. Well, here's the analogy, right? In sports in England at the moment, we have the same thing happen, because one of the best tennis players in the world is a player called Andy Murray, and he's actually from Scotland, right? Well, the United Kingdom is made up of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. All these countries are part of the same country, basically. But what they used to do in the old days is when Andy Murray would like lose in the finals, because he always used to come second place basically in these tennis tournaments, they would say like, the Scot Andy Murray had a difficult final there, but the second he won Wimbledon and he started winning, they were like, Britain's Andy Murray is going all the way. It's like, yeah, all right, now you're all of a sudden y'all are on his side here. Now all of a sudden you want to be associated. So Loco did try to backdoor his way in on that one. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't started citing dodgy shit like, I coached Alliance for 2 weeks, I'm sort of European as well, like, can I come in, guys? It's like, no, get out.
I'll never claim Europe as my region, only Korea and NA. That's where my roots are. And for LS, it's just a winning reason. Whenever Korea's doing well, he's a Korean fanboy. Whenever Europe's doing well,
he's just a gold digger. He's just out there. He wants that money. He wants the fame. He's on the arm of every hot rapper out there. He's just like, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's grinding.
I'll say this about myself. Regardless of NA doing well or not, I've always stood by NA in Korea.
Yes.
To
be fair, LS, to be fair, Loco, you also were in some small sense in part to blame for NA not doing well. So like you have to stand by him. Like,
fuck you. Outside of Cloud9, the time I coached TSM is the only time NA team has made it out of group. So I'm part of its success more so than the failures.
I mean, I would consider Svenskeren the MVP of that run, but that's just me.
Svenskeren never get credit.
And his terrible opinions about Asia as a region. No. Anyway, LS, give us some fire before we end the episode. Give us a strong message to end the episode on.
God, I'm trying to think of one. This series is the fucking Cell Saga.
There we go.
Okay,
it's just the highest praise. Like to him, that's like saying it's the fucking Godfather. It's like that's like the best thing it could ever be of all time. Okay.
I had to give you that one.
Okay, there we go. That's it.
We got our Dragon Ball Z in. All right, awesome.